Welcome to another game of Catan. Today we are in third position, and looking at the board, there is not a lot of great spots. All the wheat is up north. The 6, 3, 4 looks pretty decent. The 3, 10, 8 is okay. I feel like the sheep port's going to be very important in this game, so the 9, 5, 10 is probably where I'd go first. Got some good road building resources. Get on the sheep port, that's probably going to be uncontested. But you would want to get on ore here. So the 6 is looking nice. But the problem is if you get on the 6, you have the 6, 4, 3, which is what orange just did. You're not really going to get much more ore and wheat. I mean, there's no other pairs of ore and wheat on the board, so if you're going for army, it's going to be tough. So I think second position, blue is probably going to go for the 9, 5, 10. If not, I'm going to take it. The 3, 4, 8 is not horrible going to the brick port. What else looks decent? 10, 5, 9. I'll probably consider that going off to the 3 to 1. The problem is I'm not going to have really much ore to pair with this, so it's just going to be purely to get a lot of production. But I do think we'll get on the 6 on the way back, which will help with our wood. Probably go for army here, maybe sneak over to the 11. So what we might end up doing is playing with no sheep and very little ore, but we'll be on a lot of production. But let's see how it plays out. I like the 11, 6, 3. So assuming that blue takes the 9, 5, 10, which they probably should, I will probably go 9. Oh, but they take the 9, 10, 5 up in the north. So yeah, I think we're going to go the sheep port here. There's a lot of great things to pair with this as well, which is why I like this spot. Let's see, is there any other spot that makes sense here? I mean, obviously I love ore, but there's no high production ore spots. Maybe the 11, 3, 6. Maybe the 6, 4, 11, and then going off to the brick port isn't the worst thing. But I think we could honestly do that on the way back and then play without wheat. The 4, 8 is also very likely to get taken here. I mean, even by orange, I could see that making sense. So that's why I don't really like placing over here first, even though I do like ore. I think this just gives me the best chances to pair with, because I mean, a lot of things will pair with this. 4, 9, 11 is fine. 11, 3, 6 is fine. 11, 5, 6 is fine getting onto the wheat. 4, 6, 11 is fine. Even if the brick port gets taken, I can always sneak over to the 3 to 1. So I like this placement a lot. So fourth position, I can see them going 6, 4, 11, going for the brick port, and then 3, 4, 8, just to get a lot of production, a lot of brick. And then he also defends his brick port as well. So I don't hate that, but I don't love it either. In that case, I'll probably go for the 11, 3, 6 here, and then go to the left. Because I don't know, yeah, so he does, oh, he takes the 6, 4. I think that might be a mistake. I mean, maybe. It's not a guarantee that orange takes it, but it would make sense. He can port out his brick, sneak over to some more ore, and then he's going to be on double wheat. Helps him get the road to the 3, 8. Also kind of makes sense if blue takes it, because then he has ore to pair with, or sorry, brick to pair with his wood. And then he'll be able to get on this ore and then snake around for longest road. Interesting. And then he takes the 8, 10. So he's playing on full ore wheat sheep, but I think he's just really sacrificing a lot for it. The 8, 4 is really risky. Now what I do like about this is it opens it up quite a bit for me. Been a while since I hated my start move more. So some options here. We can take the 11-5-6, road over to the 4-11, road over to the 4-2-9, which I think will be open here. But what does blue take? Blue could take the 8-4. They could take the 3-10-8, which is not bad here. I'm even considering it. But I think the better move is to probably take either the 5-11-6 and then go down. No, because the blue would take the 11-9-3. So we don't want to take that. But then the orange would take the 3-10-8, and I don't like that either. I mean, do we just take the 3-10-8 ourselves here? If we beat red to the brick port, that would be insane. But we don't have any wheat. We could take the 11-9-3, go left to the wheat. And then we also have the option to go up as well. Then what does blue take? I don't know what blue takes then. I think we might want to take the 11-9-3 or the 11-5-6. I don't really like the 3-10-8 here. But then again, we do have the sheep port. I think we're going to do this and we're going to risk it. That was a last minute placement, but you know what? I think what I like about this is that if we can get on the 8-4, it ruins red's game. And also we're on so much sheep here and we're very flexible. But what I don't like about this, I mean, now it makes sense for orange to take the 11-9-3. That's what I'm hoping. But they could also take the 4-8, which isn't great, but would make sense. But I think the 11-4-9 helps them a little bit more, and it hurts red or blue. Because blue is not, I mean, if this doesn't get taken, blue's actually got a pretty good setup. The other thing too is if red beats me here, it's not the end of the world. We have the sheep port. I'd actually like that quite a bit here. We probably won't go for road. We might even try sneak up to this 4-2-9 though, depending on what orange takes. I think orange takes the 11-9-3, but I can understand why they would consider the 4-8. But they do take the that's really good for us. And we do have the road. Okay, that's huge. I think we're gonna do decent with that. Depending on what blue does. Yeah, it is gonna be tough for red, for sure. Let's see if they want to trade us some wheat. No, it doesn't help us that much. We're gonna skip on that. It's going to be quite difficult though for red now. I think his placement was very, very risky, and he was really pushing the or wheat sheep when it just wasn't in the cards on this board. There are times that or wheat sheep makes a lot of sense, and there are times that it doesn't. And in this case, I don't think it does. Oh, I want to take that trade. Let's see. See if anyone wants to take some trades. Don't really want to take that. We're fine holding here. Those are 10 hits. Doesn't really help that much, buddy. Okay. Yeah, wouldn't really make a lot of sense for them to take this trade, but yeah, I'll trade you 2 sheep. How about that? They should definitely not trade me here. He needs a brick. This doesn't really make a ton of sense for him. Yeah. I can't do that. the hold here. I probably shouldn't have. Offer clay sheep again. No, that's not worth it. Red just trolling. I hope that red doesn't just block us because of the cutoff. That happens way too often. Orange should do fine though. I mean, he is going to be on a lot of ore, and he's going to be on a lot of wheat and a lot of sheep. That is tempting, by the way, but I don't really want to trade 2 cards. It's kind of a greedy offer. I should have probably counter-offered there. You know what? I'll take that. I actually do want to get rid of 2 cards, so that helps me a lot. And I want to keep my ore, that's why I didn't take that trade. Definitely not going to take that. So I'm actually glad, I'm happy to offer him 2 sheep as opposed to 1 sheep, because if I had to 7 out there, I would have to sacrifice precious ore or my settlement. So I don't think blue should have taken that trade, to be honest, because it hurts me way more than it helps him, especially if he's not able to do anything, which he might not be able to. But he 4-for-1s his wood, gets a depth card. That's fine, I'm happy with that as well. Now we have our settlement. So we're doing okay. I would love to cut off orange. I'd take that any day. It doesn't give it to me. That kind of makes sense, because I really rely on wheat. So the next objective is obviously going to be the sheep port, unless we can somehow miracle settle on the 4-2-9. Yeah, honestly, if I would have looked at this board a little bit longer, it totally makes sense. Steals from me, takes the wood. That's good. I mean, not good, but it makes a lot of sense. And then the 4 hits block. So we're going to need to stop orange, I think, sooner rather than later. So we'll just start blocking him now. We should have blocked the 4 though, because he's on 2 ore, so it doesn't really hurt him as much. But the 6 does hit often. But I think orange is our main competitor. Blue will most likely get road, but we'll be able to fight him for it, especially with their sheep. So given the fact that orange is going to most likely get on the 4-2-9, boy, I wish we had our sheep port, but it doesn't matter. We have our city. I'm a little bit worried about the pacing though here, I'm not going to lie. But a city's just too dangerous here. It just helps us so much. Especially with production, we're going to need to fight blue for road most likely. Depth cards is just, I mean, we could maybe go for that, but road makes more sense. We're pretty close together. Stop trading red wheat. Stop trading red wheat. Oh, great. Yeah, that's very true. They should probably never trade me wheat. I think it would have made a lot more sense if they blocked the wood here. I'm just going to let them talk. Anytime I've talked in the chat, it's actually never helped. So I'm going to try to stay out of the conversation unless there's something I can say that'll help. We're in a really good position. I'm considering, I I know knights would help. I think we're gonna just do this. What? Let's smack it and talk in the chat. I think the 10 was actually a better block, to be honest, because I have the brick port and I have three on the 10. So I actually think that was the better block, because yeah, that just stopped me from 9 brick. So we're definitely gonna settle here. Now we have to be really careful. Because we're doing very well very early on. So I think we're gonna have to start investing in dev cards, not because we're going for army, but because they are starting to talk in the chat, and it makes all the sense in the world to block me as much as possible. I'm surprised orange hasn't gotten on the 4-2-9. Maybe a 6 isn't hitting much. Let's see, 3. I'm not doing good. I'm trying to get better at counting cards here. Let's see, 4, 10, 9, 4, 10, 9. Okay, so yeah, everything. Two sheep, okay. Take that. I actually shouldn't have taken that. That gives him a city, I think. But we will take a dev card if we hit a sheep. Just to defend ourselves a little bit. The 10 really helps us. I think the next move is going to be to sneak over the 2-5. And then hopefully, if we can, get over to the 6-2. But I'm sure that orange is going to make his way over there before us, because the chance that he gets a road building, something like that. So it looks like it was fine. I traded him. I assumed that he had enough for the city, but he's going to have the 4-for-1 for the dev card. This is really good for us, by the way, because blue should be investing in road. And most definitely not dev cards. I say that as I trade away my brick for a dev card. I think it makes more sense for me because I need to keep that 10 open. But I think we're going to try to block the 4. Red, I'm trying to think if we really need to worry about red. It's just, he has such a tough setup here. Not to say it's impossible, but it is a tough setup. So I don't really want to block red, even though he is in second. I think I want to block the 4. We'll take that. And I'm totally fine with blue getting dev cards here, because I mean, this orange is not going to get dev cards. He doesn't trade with me, totally fine. Makes sense why he wouldn't. Next objective 2 is to get a city on the 9-5-10. So let's do this. I think he still has wheat, so we're going to take from blue. He has wood, that's fine. And it's good that we're behind him as well. Another 5 hits. We might want to consider... No, maybe not. We'll take that if he gives it to us. He does. I really need a second wheat, so we're going to say no to that. What is red planning here? I mean, if he gets on the 11-4, that's not bad. Maybe 3-1. Oh, he's going to sneak over to the 6. Okay, that makes sense. 7. So he might try to compete with us for road. That's annoying. Puts on the 10. Puts on the 8. I'm fine with that. So now if a 10 hits, actually I'm not fine with that. I realize I'm on the sheep board now. So now if a 10 hits, bummer, okay. I should have done better counting cards there. Maybe orange had the wheat. I should have stolen from orange there. No one will trade me here, I don't think. If only we had another wood. We could go for the dev card here, but the city's pretty important. I think we're just gonna keep pushing for road for right now, because we're going for road in the long term. Now, hopefully the next time a 10 hits, I think I'm gonna close this up, just in case orange tries anything funny, because otherwise I'll need 3 road instead of 2, which isn't the end of the world, but it's not nice. Do we take this? I think we do take it. He gives it to us. That's very surprising. So he's going for, probably he has the 2 roads. Does he have the 2 roads settle? That'd be the only reason why I would take this. Now it just seems like he's giving it to me. Okay, he trades it with someone else. Okay, so he did have the 2 road settle. So we have to start looking at red now. I think we start blocking the 8. Oh, bummer. Yeah, now it gets tricky. I mean, he's probably gonna block the 10 with a 9. He probably still steal from me here. Still rob from me. But it looks like the computer placed. It's gonna rob from neither of them. And he gets his city down, okay. It's still gonna be a close game. But we do have another settlement, so we might just have to do that. Let's see if anyone wants to give us wheat. Most likely not. So we'll just do this. This is going to be a grind still. It looks good, but red has really made the most of his setup. And he's competing with us for road, and blue's competing with orange for army. So it's not going to be simple, but let's see. How many roads do we need? Mono on the wood. Interesting. So is he going to go try to snake down to the 6-2? Yep. That's actually not great. Well, that's fine for us, because we can always get to the 4-11. Which, why did I not go for the 4-11? I should have gone for the 4-11. I didn't even see that. I'm not sure why I didn't go for the 4-11 there instead of the 5-2. I totally missed that. So do we get a depth card here, or do we wait for the city? I think we wait for the city here. And hopefully if we get some 5s and 10s, we can close this up. But we're not too worried about red winning immediately. Can afford to trade red. He probably has another city, which he puts on these 6. But the second we put 2 roads down, it puts them back down to 5. But we just have to be careful. Let's make him 4 for 1 here. Four for ones, 2 for ones, 4, and gets a death card. And 4 for ones for a wood. That's best case scenario right there. So that's why we didn't trade him. So even though it gives me a city, he just had to give away 6 of his cards for 2 cards just to build a road. And he had to do that, by the way, because he was, otherwise he's going to 7 out. I'm probably going to 7 out here too as well. I really hope orange does not have road building to cut off the... Now orange is looking, now he has army as well. Blocks the 8. The depth card. So we have to start really worrying about orange now. Tough, tough, tough. Okay, steals from orange. Oh, 9 hits. That's really tough. Yeah, see, this isn't, and red's probably at 8. So I hope they're starting to see that blocking me is not, it's probably not the best thing to do here. I really don't want to lose this one. That's why pacing is so important. If I got on the 4-11, that would have been a major help, but we're still in this. I think you need to be blocking orange here, by the way, because he is just too close. Okay, I think we put our 2 roads down. We can't put 2 roads down. We definitely need the city here. And then we 4 for 1 for another brick. So we have to do this. Yeah. So we're gonna put the city down here. It's tempting to put on the 8, but then the 8 will be too big of a target. I would like to road to the 4-11, but the problem there is that orange could have a road building or could have something sneaky, so it's just better to take the road now, just in case. He puts it on the 8. But that might just give... I think you should have blocked orange there. I'll probably have to pull for it depending on what orange does. Okay, at least, let's see. He has all the wheat, so maybe he settles and somehow pulls enough for city. Or he just pulls for it. Oh, okay, so he doesn't have it. We really need a 9 to hit. A 9 hits. Okay. I think we'll have to pull for it now. You gotta block the... You gotta take from orange. What? Ah, it's tough. We have to pull for it at this point. All right. Please. Please, please, we need it. Let's go. Let's go. That was way too close than I wanted it to be. Okay, let's look at the map. So orange did really well getting to the 3, 9, 11. It was a little bit of a slow build up. Red nailed it, I think, in terms of, I thought he was out of the game, but he started worrying me at the end, getting road, and then getting on the 6. I don't think he could have done much more. Blue, I think blue really messed up with just going for dev cards when he has none of the resources really for dev cards. I think red or blue should have gone for road, and it would have made him a lot more competitive, maybe sneaking down to the 12-11, getting down to the 11-4 would have helped his game tremendously and hurt me quite a bit as well. But overall, really good game. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.